Okay, let's make some money. In this simple demonstration, I'm going to show you how I earned $593 in less than an hour. The system is easy to use, it's got just 3 short steps, and it'll help you profit several $100s on a daily basis. I'll now show you the exact method that I used, and you too are going to be able to do the same. So, you may be asking, what is this method? How does it work? Well, see, it's a trading system based on binary options. Binary options are very simple to understand and use because all it requires is one decision. You need to predict if an asset will go up or down. Once you choose one of the 2 options, the trade can begin. It's a fast trade between 5 to 30 minutes, and once the time is up, your position will automatically close. Now, if your choice was right, you'll profit between 170 to 190%. So how do you know if you need to choose up or down? We're going to use a very simple method that's used by professional traders. It's called graphic trends analysis. See, there's a higher probability for a financial asset to continue in its current direction rather than to reverse it. So we can analyze the graphs and recognize their trend. There are 3 types of trends. There's the uptrend, a declining trend, and a neutral trend. And now I'm going to demonstrate how you will use these trends to earn some money. I'm going to log into my Binary Broker account and show you exactly step-by-step how it's done. Now, obviously, you're going to have to create a new account for yourself. The system will work on any of the Binary Broker's recommended sites at the bottom of the site here. Look, as you can see, I've got $14,079.03 in this account. When I opened it 2 months ago, I only had $500 in it. Now let's see how this system that has made all this growth really works. In the binary platform, you have many assets to choose from. You got stocks, currencies, indices, and commodities. Okay? Once you've chosen your asset, you need to choose its direction. The direction can either be up or down. Now notice the timer, as a trade lasts between 5 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to perform the trades according to the methods of trend monitoring, and you'll be able to see how I make money with binary options. In the site, on the first step under the video, there's a link. To recognize trends, use the real-time graphics available here. Okay, once you click on it, a new page opens with the asset graphs. Now this web page can take up to 1.5 minutes to load because it contains all the graphs that you're going to need. So now we identify trends in these graphs in order to trade in the binary platform. So right now we're going to start with the currencies. Okay, we have here our first currency. This is the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. Now, as you can clearly see, its trend line is very positive and clear. We can see that it's going from this point all the way up here. So you can identify this as an upward going trend line. Now, since we have our analysis, we go back to the platform, we choose US dollar, Japanese yen, and we choose our expiration hour. Now, we're going to choose 10 o'clock, and since it's going up, we click up, and we enter $100. Then simply click apply and approve the option. Now, once you see the trade confirmation, you can exit and continue. We can go back to the graphs and continue to the Euro Japanese yen. Now, this graph is as well an upward trending line. It's starting from this point all the way up to here. See, it's an upward going trend line, so we go back to the platform, we choose Euro Japanese yen, we choose the expiration hour. Now we click up since the trend line is going up, and we enter $100. Apply and approve. Now we go back to the graphs, and we have here the Great Britain pound and the Japanese yen. This graph as well is going from this point all the way up here. See, it's an upward going trend line again. Now we go back to the platform, we choose Great Britain pound, Japanese yen. And since it's going up, click up, enter a $100 trade, click apply, and approve. Now we can continue on to the Australian dollar versus the Japanese yen. This as well is a beautiful upward going trend line here. It's going from this point all the way up here. It looks great. This may look like a mixed trend, but I assure you its behavior is just like an upward going trend line. So we go back to the platform. We choose the AUD JPY. Since it's going up, click up, enter $100. We click apply and approve again and go back to the graphs. Now right here is where we have a downward going trend line. Now needless to say that from a downward going trend line, we can still make money the same as from an upward going trend line. It makes no real difference to us, and I'll show you how. See, you can see here that the oil is in a downward going trend line. In fact, it goes up at first, but then it goes all the way down. See, we go back to our platform. We choose the oil from the commodity section. We choose the expiration hour. Now, since it's going down, we click down, enter $100, click apply, and approve. Just like the upward going trend line, it's the same thing. We go back to the graphs. We have another downward going trend line. This is silver, much like oil. It starts going up, but then it continues going down all the way. Now let's go back to the platform. We choose silver. Since it's going down, we click down, we enter $100, click apply and approve. Now go back to the graphs and continue on to the EUR versus CHF. As you can see here, we've got a neutral trend line. We have no idea what this trend line could be, so we'll stay away from this graph, and we just go on to others, continue analyzing other graphs. The CHF JPY is a very beautiful, clear trend line. It's starting from this point, going all the way up here. Now, since this is a very clear upward trend, we're going to go back to the platform and choose the CHF JPY from the list. Now, I'm looking at the list. It seems that the option doesn't exist in this platform. See, now would be a good time to remind you that it's important to have an account at 2 or 3 different binary brokers. So if a certain asset is missing from one, you'll have it in the other one. That way you can maximize your profits by trading simultaneously on several brokers. So now let's go back to the graphs. By now we have 6 open positions, so I'm going to put one more position in here, which would be a stock. I'll now show you how to choose stocks and identify its graph. We have here the stocks section of the site, and we can see here the Apple stock. As you can see, it's not a very good trend line. I'm going to stay away from this one and instead search for a stock with a better trend line in the search bar. Now, I've already searched for a stock and found one. You'll need to do the same. In the meanwhile, let's enter the Vodafone stock. As you can see that it suggests the stock already. We click the suggestion. As soon as you click it, we can see the stock's beautiful downward trend line. It's starting from here and goes all the way down to here. Now, using the stocks is the same as using the currencies and commodities. So we go back to the platform. We choose Vodafone stock from the stock section. We choose the expiration hour. Now, since it's going down, we're going to click down, enter $100, apply, approve. So by now I've opened in total of 7 positions. I followed the significant trends shown by the graphs. Right here we can see all of our open positions. We can also see that they're going to expire at 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do now is speed up the time of the video because we can't just sit here and wait for all that time to go by. So I'll now scroll up for you to see the clock running. I'll speed it up until about 3 seconds before the options expire. All right. Now, once they expire, we'll see just how much we've won and how much we've lost. All right, so right now our options are going to expire in about 3 seconds, and I'll start scrolling down to see if we can actually see any results. By now, all of our positions have expired and can be viewed in the expired positions section of the table, as you can see before you. In total, we won 6 positions out of the available 7. We lost 1, which is the Great Britain pound Japanese yen. It's very important to remind you it's perfectly normal to lose on some positions. No trader in the world can only gain. The purpose of this method is to win with the majority of your positions. So from these 6 wins, I've earned a total of $593, and I did it in less than an hour. Now, you got to remember, in order to guarantee a successful trading session, make sure you implement the system only on the binary brokers recommended at the bottom of the site.